Well, hey there guys, thanks for joining us. In today's video, we are talking about fairness in YouTube type demos and keeping it real. Don't go away. Welcome to Rock Hard Riffs. This is the rock and roll guitar channel. Well, that's right guys, this is Rock Hard Riffs, the rock and roll guitar channel for the self-taught. Hey, if you happen to be new to our channel, please check out some of our videos in our playlists. We have a very wide assortment of stuff in there. And if this looks like something you'd be interested in, please subscribe. We'd really appreciate that. Make sure you share us too and ring that bell so you're notified of every video. We put a video out every weekday, so there's a lot of stuff in there. Okay guys, so I have been wanting to address this issue for quite a while because it's important. It's part of what we do, and that is, are guitar demos and different comparison type videos, demo videos, are they really fair? Is it truly fair? And if you've been watching our channel for a while, you'd know that I have bent over backwards in trying to capture the most realistic tone possible that I can for the demos, you know, just to be fair, because I know what it's like to be on the other side of the camera too, right? Nothing will ever replace going into the guitar store or wherever it may be and plugging that thing into whatever amp that you're interested in and playing it that way. That really is the only way you're going to truly hear the true tone and all the rest of the stuff of that equipment. It's just in person. It's not rocket science. Now, I have tried to mic several different amps like this Marshall here. I've done it direct. I've done both with this orange amp as well. The closest I can come to capturing the truest tone is, believe it or not, through this camera microphone. And so that hopefully I can express to you that I am not monkeying with the sound at all. No tone, no separate EQ or anything like that. That's why I don't go through the board doing any demos like that, just so that you know that what you're hearing is straight out of an amp, just like you would hear when you're playing your guitar. Okay? There is a slight issue with the camera and other microphones, and that is they don't really capture the lower mid-range and bass. They just don't capture it. All the equipment that we have here would be used in a practical situation. That's why we have not picked up like a really expensive ribbon mic or something so we can use dual microphones on, say, the Marshall there. We have a Shure SM57, but then after that we might need a Royer or something, a real expensive ribbon mic, and I don't need that. I wouldn't use that in reality. So that's why I have not picked that up. Now this board here does all kinds of cool things. I can use that in live gigs. I can also use it for live broadcasting on the internet, you know, all that. So this thing has a whole bunch of uses and it's extremely cool, but I do not use it for demos because I can toy with the EQ on these things like crazy. This thing has a great EQ, very sensitive by the way. I really like it. But let me give you a couple cases in point. My P90 guitars, this little Les Paul, and also my Epiphone Casino. These guitars, the camera, microphones, etc., don't really capture the low mid-range and the bass boom that these things have. Especially the Casino, that guitar is booming. But you don't really hear it. It doesn't translate over the camera. It just doesn't. I mean, they sound great, but you don't hear that booming tone like you do in person. Now, of course, part of that is because it's a hollow body. You're going to hear more out of it as you play it yourself. But nevertheless, still, the sound of this, too, going through an amp is much boomier. It just has a different tone than what you actually hear. Now, that can go with any of the guitars. And again, I stress to people out there, you know, these demos are great and they're good, what they're good for, but they'll just never, ever replace demoing something yourself in person at a guitar store or wherever it is. That's really what I truly recommend. I try to give you as honest a review of something as I can. You know, again, I bent over backwards trying to get this stuff to sound just like it does in person for you. The little Orange Crush 35 RT gets us as close as I can. And then for recording songs and stuff, we use the board. And that's the whole point of it. So guys, let us know your opinion. Let us know what you think of this. Again, judge us by what we do, not by what I say. If you hear me do a demo, try to duplicate that in the guitar store. And then you'll see whether what I'm doing is close to reality or not. So, you know, again, the choice is yours, as it always is. You know, we all have opinions, And that's good and fine. I try not to inject my opinion in my comparison videos. That's important because I don't want to influence your opinion, right? I have my own, but I'm hearing things in person where you are not. You're listening to it through YouTube. And there are, at times, some fairly good differences, some fairly big differences. And again, case in point, these P90 guitars, sometimes you just don't hear it. So, okay guys, let us know what you think. Please leave a comment, that's really important. Again, we're trying to improve this channel, and your mature opinion, if you want to put it that way, it really is a big help, and we really do appreciate it. Alright guys, thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe. This is Rock Hard Riffs, the rock and roll guitar channel for the self-taught. Right on. See you next video.